Behind the riches of so many people is the cry of some others from the grave. So this man is OTOKOTO, and he was a wealthy man from Owerri back then around 1996, and he has an hotel called the OTOKOTO Hotel. One day, a young boy around 11 years old, whose name is Ikechukwu, was hawking boiled groundnut, which was his usual practice, and he met a man who offered to buy groundnut from him in bulk. And because he was tired, he sat down to relax himself and was offered a drink that was drugged. The man's name is Innocent Nke, who was a gardener at OTOKOTO's hotel. And apart from that fact, he was also a part of a secret cult called the Black Scorpion. The boy was carried into the hotel where he brutally butchered him alive, cut his head off, removed his liver, removed his genitals, another important part that was needed, and the rest of Anthony's body was buried in a shallow grave in the hotel. And of course, the remaining body was useless to him. Innocent then took the goods to deliver to the wealthy businessman who had ordered for the killing, the person who later found out to be Chief Leonard Honogu, a very rich businessman who was very well connected and respected. He hopped onto the bike, and there the bike man perceived an odor, and also with dripping of blood from the nylon bag which he was actually carrying. And immediately he dropped him off. He went to the police station to report the case. And as Innocent was heading back, he was intercepted by the policeman, and with him was the good that he was carrying. It was said that the rich man was not around while he visited. And that very day, the police officers raided the hotel, and at the garden site, they found Ikechukwu's body alongside with over 20 bodies that had been buried inside the hotel. Some without head, some without heart. There was even a man wearing a suit who was buried with his suitcase in his hand to cover up their tracks. However, while Innocent was arrested for 2 days, he was later confirmed to have died in the police station mysteriously. And many people actually believed this to be an insider job because it wasn't just normal. But before his death, he had already opened his mouth and named many people's names. And the most prominent one was Chief Vincent Duru, who was OTOKOTO himself. And the matter became worse when a local TV heard Innocent with a head in his hand, and from there, Owerri became something else. People took to the streets, shops closed, and OTOKOTO riots began. They started with the OTOKOTO hotel, burnt it to the ground. There, OTOKOTO's mansion was destroyed, his cars were smashed, every single thing he had was destroyed. Then they moved to everybody that was rumored to be part in one way or the other. The traditional ruler, Piano Plaza, Chibex Hotel, even police station, even police officers and politicians were not spared. Some people even had to flee Owerri at that time because for those 2 days, it was really crazy in Owerri. The military governor then stepped in to calm the situation and promised that they will be brought to book. And 7 people were charged with this killing. And after 20 years, around 2016, they were sentenced to death by hanging. OTOKOTO was hanged in Port Harcourt prison. Anowogu died mysteriously before the execution date. 2 were acquitted after 20 years in prison because there were no solid evidence against them. It was just hearsay. And to be very honest, this case showed how far some people are willing to go for money. Until today, people in Owerri still use the term OTOKOTO. Sometimes you can see them saying things like, it looks like you have started putting your hand in OTOKOTO things, Abi, just because of that incident. So, where were you in 1996? Were you born? And have you heard them use the phrase before? Let me know in the comment section. Do well to follow, like, comment, and share if you actually love this video, because I'm going to be drawing more crime stories. See you in the next.